The Hålogaland Suspension Bridge, Northern Europe's most stunning engineering feat, shows how human creativity and hard work can connect people and overcome even the toughest challenges. Stretching 1,533 meters across the icy Rambaksfjorden near Narvik, Norway, its 179-meter pylons dominate the Arctic sky, making it one of the longest suspension bridges. But this bridge is more than a marvel of scale. It's almost a lifeline. Before its construction, remote regions were isolated by complex terrain and freezing fjords. Now, it has cut travel time by half, transforming transportation, boosting economies, and connecting communities. Built at a cost of $350 million, the project was a battle against nature. Engineers braved freezing temperatures, fierce winds, and logistical challenges to create this Arctic masterpiece. The Hålogaland Bridge isn't just steel and concrete. It's the bridge that changed everything. Nestled in the vast Arctic Circle, Narvik is one of those cities whose beauty speaks for itself. The entire region has enjoyed significant importance for many centuries, but over the years, it has primarily played its role as a key hub for transportation and trading goods. Not to mention, the history of Narvik goes way back in time. It has always been considered valuable mainly due to its strategic importance, primarily linked to its ice-free port, which doesn't freeze all year. It is a blessing that allows all the essential shipments of iron ore from the mines of Kiruna in neighboring Sweden to be delivered easily. Without this water passage, the ships would have to take a much longer route to deliver the shipments, taking weeks or sometimes even months to complete the task. But all of this has never been free. The region may have saved a significant amount of time, but the rugged terrain posed substantial challenges for transportation. Only the most skilled of the captains could make these shipments, but it was still quite risky. For decades, the dangerous waterways of Narvik were the only way to cross the Rambaksfjorden via a ferry or take an alternative route around the fjord, which is much longer and more fuel-consuming. It was a massive issue and quite an inconvenience for locals, tourists, and businesses alike. Solving this issue was a major motivation that led to the game-changing idea and a vision that would change the course of transportation. A suspension bridge connecting the two shores and mitigating all the problems faced so far. But was it really that easy? Not at all. Let us tell you the story from the very beginning. It all began in the early 2000s, when the Norwegian Public Roads Administration was tasked with a very tough job, and that was to improve the entire country's road network. Now, the administration knew that if they wanted to solve all the issues of their road network, they would have to do something about the long route around the fjord. And the biggest solution to all of this was the Hålogaland Suspension Bridge. And so, the project started. In 2007, the initial designing for the bridge began, and by 2008, the basic design and an estimated budget were also done. But it wasn't until February 2013 that the construction officially began. The plan was simple. They had to construct a bridge that would form a critical part of European Route E6 to significantly reduce the distance between Narvik and all the surrounding regions. But the most important question was, how long would it take for the bridge to be completed? To answer this, let's talk numbers. The Hålogaland Bridge spans a total length of 1,533 meters, which is roughly about 5,029.528 feet, making it the second longest suspension bridge in Norway, surpassed only by the Hålogaland Bridge. More importantly, the main span, which is the longest single distance between towers, is 1,145 meters, which ranks it among the longest suspension bridge spans in Europe. Each pylon stretches as high as 179 meters above sea level, allowing them to anchor the massive bridge quite firmly. Now, that takes us back to the first question. How does one construct a bridge of this magnitude in such a challenging environment where you never know when the next gust of wind will take you with it? The answer lies in careful planning, cutting-edge engineering, and the hard work of countless individuals who basically risk their lives for the project. The first major task of this massive project was to establish a solid foundation for the pylons. And if you've paid attention, you'll know that's no small feat, as there was basically nothing to construct those foundations upon. So it was like starting from scratch and overcoming the depth of the fjord. Engineers began conducting surveys to determine the drilling techniques to ensure that the pylons would stand firmly on the foundation, holding all the weight during the running traffic. Once they figured out how to build the foundations for the pylon, another challenge arose: installing the suspension cables. These cables are massive, and they have to be like that to bear the weight of the entire bridge deck, which easily weighs several thousand tons. Each of these cables consists of thousands of individual steel wires bundled together to provide remarkable strength and flexibility to withstand the strong wind activity of the region easily. It is safe to say that creating the bridge deck was the most time-consuming process of the entire project. The engineers had to build it in different sections and install them simultaneously. They used special equipment and carefully aligned the deck sections to create a straight and flexible roadway. Now, you might be wondering if it's quite easy to build a bridge just like Legos. But no, in these massive scale projects, precision is everything. There's no room for mistakes, as even a slight misalignment could cost not only millions of dollars, but also thousands of lives. To construct such a long and safe bridge, the workers had to endure harsh Arctic conditions and the towering heights of the pylons while installing the cables. But all of this wasn't easy. Let's have a look at some of the major issues faced by the engineers during the building of this bridge. Then, there were the Arctic winds, which were quite fierce. This also raised concern about aerodynamic issues, especially wind-induced vibrations. The bridge's slender design made it more susceptible to vortex shedding, which could lead to major structural instability. In order to ensure that the bridge could withstand critical wind speeds without any mitigation measures, the engineers conducted extensive wind tunnel tests. But this wasn't the only problem either. Given that the environment in the Arctic is very corrosive, the engineers also had to do extensive research on using the right materials. A new corrosion protection system was implemented for the cables, involving dehumidification techniques to prevent moisture ingress and extend the lifespan of structural components. Due to these issues, the construction was delayed multiple times. The bridge was originally set to be completed by 2017. However, the plans had to be changed. Thanks to years of hard work and dedication, the Hålogaland Bridge was finally completed and officially opened to provide its services on the 9th of December, 2018. It was a successful project that immediately started benefiting the region. Traveling from one shore to the other had never been this easy. Despite being one of the strongest bridges ever made in history, the engineers didn't compromise on making it a visually appealing marvel. Instead of looking like a massive piece of iron blocking the view, the bridge doesn't block the scenery at all, but rather enhances its beauty significantly. The Hålogaland Suspension Bridge not only resolved a massive problem, but also enhanced the region's appeal, resulting in becoming a trending place for tourists to visit. It supports the region's economy, including industries, tourism, and of course, everyday life. Today, this bridge stands as a proud testament to the people of Narvik, showing that anything can be achieved when one is truly determined to do it. Hope you enjoyed today's content. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you won't miss out on our new content. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.